cow, technical difficulties. This is my third attempt to get the beginning of this email read. And I started yesterday, and I realized till today that it was missing the beginning of it. So I'll go to where it left off, and then yesterday's recording will be tacked onto this. All right, guys? All right, this is titled Dad's Encounter. Hi, Steve. You always say share it all in one email, but I can't yet. To start with this one is all I can do today. All right, we appreciate that. We'll do my part in being brief about it, as listen to your channel every day. Upon trying this, it's a novel of sorts. Raymond Gerard Bolduc, father and mother migration to Amesbury, Massachusetts from Canada. My non-biological father who raised me from age 6, rest his soul, I pray that he's sailing a wonderful life in the ocean again, was his life's favorite passion. Proud soldier served as the, quote, ham man, unquote. The man who goes in first with the radio, glasses the area region, then calls the bombers, tells them where the enemy is for aerial bombers. So basically, a very brave, stealthy man with a huge set. 2016, I went home to help him die. Stage 4 lung cancer, exposed to Agent Orange. How many men have died to that shit? He was indeed the bravest man I've ever known, a true man of valor. So anyways, the story he recounted follows. He asked me if I was happy. I lied and said, yes, Dad, of course I'm always happy. He said, good girl, always be happy, it's important. I felt his mood shift from light to dark. We have this gift. So I hugged him hard, made some stupid jokes, he didn't respond. We sat silently a minute, and then he told me this. He said, had a camera shut off for a second there, sorry about that. Don't know why. Alright, here we go. He said, Vicky, there are things that live in the world that you aren't aware of on some levels. There are things that live in the woods that you don't know about yet, but you will. We spent many years, good times fishing, sailing, hunting, bicycle rides, etc. So I was trying to understand what he meant. Truly know that I have always felt something there. I got silent, contemplating his wisdom. His voice had brought me to attention, like briefly bringing me up into the knowing style. We had a connection since the day he rescued me and loved me. Big smile. Yes, indeed, this is longer than intended. Let it rip. I could read this all day. So, Dad's in Vietnam, 65, not sure. Started talking about the jungle and a couple of his friends who died that week, so many years ago. They came upon a dugout, kind of like an underground cave. Man-made, it stank. He sent 3 men in, 2 came out. Their report was that every enemy, 300 plus, was ripped, torn to shreds. Soldiers also reported encounters with 7 big dogs, big, 7 to 12 feet tall with 8-inch long claws and teeth to match. These men also related that they had been brain effed. They both heard the same thing. Get out. We killed enemies. We did our job. Now we are free. We are bound. Can't kill a soldier on our side. In his words, they were brave for going through it. He was clearly shaking, obviously reliving a part from his past. There were indeed 7 of them. They came to our location a few weeks later. Somehow got to me through the guards I had posted, and I saw them. Dead soldiers had been honest. They were 7 to 12 feet tall. He said they talked to his mind. You're brave, and you have a couple of daughters coming into your life. Go home now. He boarded the next plane home to Amesbury and his parents. 2 weeks later, Raymond was in Jackson, New Hampshire, hunting and fishing, trying to rebuild his life. When he came up to, in a hunting shack in the woods, was a mother outside crying hysterical. A baby screaming, bloody blue, and him raping me. Effed up? No. Truth speak for itself. I know he spoke with me about this as he was dying. People might doubt, but I believe. I'm not his biological daughter. My sister isn't either. Raymond Gerard Bolduc rescued my mother Janice, sister Jennifer, and I, 1974, from a horrid, wretched piece of shit Richard Krause, who'd sexually abused me prior. Okay, so whatever is my take on it. Take from it what you will. Don't as you say. They're absolutely, effingly there, yes. There are old ones that protect. Love is the key. My bloodline's Irish. My bloodline's also Northern Maine, First Nations people, Blackfoot. I know my bloodlines. As an aha for your skeptical audience, heard that the Vax, LOL, has aborted alien DNA in it. Yet? Let me read that again. Heard that the Vax, LOL, has aborted alien DNA in it yet? Oh yeah. Let's let them all line up and get the shot, and wait, then watch for the fallout. Dumbass mother effing shit. Steve, keep sharing the people's experiences. We all have a goal to accomplish. It's been a while since I said anything about this, and I believe in you. I believe in Sarah too. If you can, share my story. Good luck hunting and fishing. There's so much more to say. This isn't easy. My safe travels be with you and yours. You've already read my name in this email. With great appreciation for everything you give the people that truly listen and hear. You make a difference in my life every day. Thank you. Yup, I rant. You can share my name. They can all kiss my ass. And we'll just leave that out if they don't like my honesty. Victoria, Vicky. Hoorah, Dad. I did it. Love you. All right, you did it. Now, I probably read it a little awkwardly, but I read it the way it was typed down, okay, Vicky? So the part that got confusing was there were 7 of them when they came home. Where's that part? It's a little confusing to me. There were indeed 7 of them. They came to our location a few weeks later. 7 of what? Somehow got to me through the guards I had posted, and I saw them. What guards? Who's the guards? Dead soldiers had been honest. They were 7 to 12 feet tall. He said they talked to his mind. Confusing. You are brave and you have a couple of daughters coming into your life. Go home now. All right, who is this speaking to? Who is it? These men also relayed that they had been brain effed. They both heard the same thing. Get out. We killed enemies. We did our job. Now we are free. We are bound. Can't kill a soldier on our side. Who? Let me read this one part one more time. They came up to a dugout, kind of like an underground cave. Man made, it stank. He sent 3 men in, 2 came out. Their report was that every enemy, 300 plus, was ripped, torn to shreds. Soldiers also reported encounters with several 7 big dogs, big, 7 to 12 feet tall with 8-inch long claws and teeth to match. Dogs? These men also related they had been brain effed. Okay, so there you go. It's a little confusing, a little bit for me. Maybe it's just I'm having a bad day. I don't know. But if you would, email me back again and put that in a little more of a understandable blast for me, all right? Because I'm a little confused. Was it dogs? Was it dog men? Were they meaning they were on their side and they went in and killed the enemy and they were bound to kill the American soldiers? It's a little confusing in there. But I'd like to hear more about it, all right? Thank you so much for sending that in. Little confusing, but I'm sure she's going to write back again and straighten it out. Washington Coastal Native Art of a Sasquatch. It's about 10 feet tall, basically life size. Thought you could share it, or use it for one of the videos. The artist name is on the chest. I believe she is selling it for 10 grand. She told me she has years of work into this piece. If you could share it, that would be awesome, and I'm sure she would appreciate it as well. This is one of the best coastal designs of a Sasquatch I have ever seen. Thanks again, Adrian. All right, let's see if I can fit the screen. It looks pretty impressive. Holy shit. Check this out. If I can remember to, I will post it on the page. That is a pile of work, isn't it? All right, and the name of the chest of that drawing is, not that I normally do this, but what the hell, that's a beautiful piece of artwork. Corina R. English. Corinnar English. Okay, Corina, I don't know if you're following this channel or not, but that's quite the piece of artwork right there, for sure, I must agree. Alright, man, I can't wait to get the hell out of here, you guys. It's like I got, what, 2 weeks till I'm in the mountains up north, and this seems like 2 years. If I have to make another video in the shop or down at the river, I'm going to frickin' pull a snap sandwich. I'm just kidding. It's just I'm just so used to being able to go to all those epic places, right? Can't wait to get back there. All right, Mount Rainier, October 1995. Hello, Steve. Don't use my name, please. Gotcha. Been watching now for about 2 years. The more I watch and listen to the emails you read from the community, the more I understand my experience. I also have an understanding about things that happened to me as a child in the forest and my frequent dreams. I didn't think my story was important enough to share. I realize now all we share, as small as it might be, is important, because the similarities and new learning that come forth in everyone's story starts to form a clearer picture. Yes, it does. 100%. Every little piece of a puzzle. My views on Sasquatch have absolutely changed from 78 as a kid exposed to Patterson Gimlin on the old black and white. The emails sent in make me realize this thing is way more. It is a people, or even something beyond my reason as a simple human. I hunted, backpacked, fished my whole life, and I'm 50 years of age. In 1995, I quit my job for 6 years. After 6 years, did not agree with management decisions. I decided to go backpacking to clear my head and get away, to be alone. Go to my church in the woods. My destination was Dewey Lake, which is east of Mount Rainier. I planned on hiking down in, hooking up with the Pacific Crest Trail, and spending 2 weeks there. The hike down to the lake was quiet, cold rain. I was young and had poor gear: aluminum frame pack, military poncho, a tarp, no tent. I got to the lake and it was raining and cold, and light was fading fast. It was October. I needed to set up camp and get ready to hole up for a cold, wet night. I climbed the hill to my right and into the surrounding trees. Read this one. Oh. Another one. Sorry, you guys. Another one I read. That sucks. I don't know how the hell this happens this often. Brazilian Dog Man. Hello, Steve. 66-year-old American who now lives in Brazil. I recently bought a farm in the city of Joanópolis, either Joanópolis or Juanópolis, in the state of Sao Paulo. It is the city of Lobo Homan. Translated means wolf man. No way. They even have a festival every year to celebrate this. The stories of this city and dogman sightings are all over the internet. I'm excited to soon meet the native people there and hear their stories. Afterwards, I will share with all of you here. This city is located in the mountains about 100 kilometers away from the city of Sao Paulo. The area has a lot of granite and moving water. Also, an abundant food source. Capybara run around everywhere. Capybara are a rodent the size of a large Rottweiler. I grew up in Oklahoma. When not in school, I was always in the woods. I ran trap lines while growing up for gas money. Killed my first buck with a bow at age 14. I basically lived in the woods. I personally never had a sighting of a Sabe. I did have the sense of fear and dread in certain areas that I now look back on. I'll try to keep this short. I left the United States to get away from Big Brother. I've been in Brazil for over 15 years. It makes my soul hurt when I see what's happening in Canada and the US, but it's happening all over the world. If you need a wingman to fight these pussies, let me know. I'm all in. Good to know, man. There's many of us. Also, if anyone out there wants to move to Brazil, let me know. I'll give them all the free advice I can. The cost of living here is very, very low. You can live a good life here for pennies on the dollar compared to North America. We have a good president in Bolsonaro. But he is up for re-election in November. Let's hope these communist bastards don't steal the election from him. Keep up the good work, and I also feel your pain when it comes to these pussies running the show. Take care, Bear. Okay, man, thanks for that quick note from Brazil. I hope you're safe down there. And a town named after a frickin' wolf man? What the hell? I'm sure I'm not the only one that agrees that we're interested. We're curious. We don't hear much from South America, I don't think. Maybe once or twice. Arizona 4. Steve. June 19, 2022. Hello, my name is Claude Anderson. I currently reside in the White Mountains of Arizona, Navajo, Colorado. I just watched your video sharing these stories of the Arizona 4. I found this to be very interesting as I feel they may be close by where I live here on the mountain. I live here now in Arizona going on 3 years. El County, sorry, so that'll be Arizona, Navajo County. I've lived here now in Arizona going on 3 years now, wandering all over the backcountry in our Polaris General UTV, along with hunting and camping as well here. I mainly hunt coyotes and prairie dogs at this time, and I also carry a mountain lion tag just in case I would get lucky and call one in. I sent you an email sometime back in 2021 telling you about my first encounter back in '94, Thanksgiving morning, wild deer hunting in northeast Indiana. I was also a police officer for the small town of Garrett, Indiana, at the time of the encounter. I sent you my story due to the fact that I watched one of your videos where a gentleman going by the name of Josh had an encounter of his own December 17th, I believe, 2021, somewhere again northeast Indiana. Along with writing my encounter, I also stated that if you have Josh's email address, tell him I believe every word he stated. So now, here on the mountain, I have both found tree structures. One I believe to be a hunting blind, as there is a mud wall just 20 yards from the entrance of the structure. Not more than maybe 8 feet outside of the structure, I found the right footprint of a Bigfoot. Following the tracks, I found only one more print that I could tell what it really was. The rest of the tracks was just smashed grass and broken twigs, all heading the same direction from the structure in some pretty rough ground. I was lucky to find the one print that I did, along with getting pictures of it and the structure. I stop by it once in a while just to see if there's any more activity in or around it. There has been with a certain branch that covered the entrance at one time, then placed on the side next to it. Last September, my better 3/4 and myself, plus our dog, decided to go camping in an area northwest of town, somewhat off-grid as well. This was to be a weekend campout, so Peach, our dog, and I set camp up late Thursday afternoon so as to make sure we got the spot again. This is our second time using this one spot, and we liked it a lot. Very little traffic, lots of animals to watch. Deer, elk, bobcats, and all the beautiful wild horses. So that evening, Peach and I enjoyed the warm evening setting outside. And just before dark we went in. I brought along a good book to read and was laying in the back bunk reading. Along about the time at 8:30 p.m. that evening, I was getting tired from setting up camp. I needed to use the outdoors restroom one more time for both of us. So, as Peach and I stepped out the camper, I started for the front by a tree, and Peach started towards the rear of the camper. As I watched her, she stopped dead in her tracks at the corner of the camper, hackles up, and started growling at whatever it was she saw. I really didn't think much of it at the time. However, when we went back inside, Peach continued to growl while looking straight at the window, facing into the woods behind us. Then all of a sudden, I got this cold chill that ran up and down my body, and the weird feeling that someone was watching me from outside. The cold chill happened twice, and the weird feeling of being watched lasted at least 15 minutes. Needless to say, it was a scary moment, and I set my 12-gauge shotgun right next to the bed along with my Glock. I'm not sure just what time it was when I finally fell asleep along with Peach too. Then I was awakened by the sound of 3 very rapid tree knocks just behind our camper. It set me straight up in bed, and Peach was also looking at the window again. Looking at the time on my phone, it was right at 4:30 a.m. I thought to myself, did I dream that, or was it real? Looking at Peach, seeing her reaction, I knew it to be real. Well, I didn't get any more sleep, just laying there waiting for something else to happen. Nothing did, and after daybreak, both Peach and I stepped outside around 6:45 a.m. I had a Glock in my hand and was watching Peach's reaction as she started for the rear of the camper again. She made no sign of anything scaring her, and she proceeded to do her morning potty break as I did. After fixing breakfast outside for us and cleaning up, I decided to look around the back side of the camper for any sign of what may have made the tree knocks. Nothing to be found. So once again, I was thinking, did I dream this or what? When I share my story with a friend who has had many encounters of their own over the course of 40 years, their statement to me was, "Why would you be dreaming of tree knocks because you didn't?" They went on to say that the 3 rapid knocks was more than likely a warning to other Bigfoots in the area to stay away from this human. Further stating that they more than likely watched us all weekend and kept us out of harm's way. After that weekend went by, it rained that Monday. I was wanting to get back out there and do some more looking around. I made it out the next day on Tuesday after the rain stopped, thinking I more than likely would not find any prints after the rain. What I did was start a half a circle around the back of the campsite, walking it out further each time I hit the side. After about 300 yards of doing this search grid pattern, I found nothing. However, I was looking to the northwest of the area I was searching. I saw a triangle structure about another 100 yards out. So I made my way over to it. When I got to it, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. A perfect 3-sided triangle and setting together as though it was locked in place, both in ground and also together. Again, I called my friend right away and explained to them what I had found. They stated that that was a sign of a holy ground for the Bigfoot, that maybe an elder died there, or it was a place for all to meet and greet. So basically, they don't know. All very interesting to say the least. However, I've not been able to confirm or deny what I was told in the structure. I took plenty of pictures of it and still have them today. If you would please send my email address too, along with my name, telephone number. Please don't give out my number to the Arizona 4. I would really like to get with them and see what they have to say when I show them the pictures as well as the site. I know they are here and have been for some time. Thank you in advance for your help in contacting the Arizona 4. Keep up the great work, and thanks for being the man that you are. Steadfast in belief that we all need to share our encounters with others who believe. Again, thanks, Claude Anderson. Okay, Claude. Whew. I'm getting talked out, you guys. I'm getting done. I'm ready to just hit the couch. I hope I remember to do that. I'm sure they're listening. Maybe they'll email me too if they have interest in contacting me back. Hopefully I remember to do that. But right now I have no internet connection. I'm in the shop. And I gotta leave and pick up Sarah in a little bit. Alright, one more, guys, alright? My oh shit moment with 3 Sabe. Dear Steve, Sarah, and How to Hunt Family. The only reason I don't want my name used is because I don't want a bunch of idiots in black wandering around my property. Although I love to flip off all the unmarked black helicopters, I don't need any more around here than already are. No shit. I live in Southern Oregon on the side of a mountain and up a dirt road. My first Sabe experience took place this past September 2021. My roommate and her dad were visiting family 5 hours away. I'd fallen asleep watching TV on the couch. I was woken up at 3 a.m. to the sound of her 2 dogs whining. Thinking they had to go outside, I grumbled at them, got up, let them out. In one motion, I threw the sliding deck door open, turned on the deck light, and stepped outside. Directly across from me, about 20 feet away, were 3 sets of large eyes reflecting silver in the deck light. The eyes ranged from 6 to 8 feet off the ground. Although I couldn't see details, instantly I knew that they were Sabe and thought, oh shit. At that moment, there was another expression of surprise in my mind, but it was not my own. 22 years as an Army MP taught me to remain calm and de-escalate confrontations. I took a step back, saying, it's okay. Then all 3 stepped back in unison. I took another step back, and again all 3 stepped back. On the 3rd step back, I was back in the house. I slowly slid the door shut and turned off the light. That's when I realized the 2 dogs were cowering on the couch. They both gave me a look of, I can't believe you went out there, you're crazy. The next thing I knew, I was waking up with the sun in my face. I don't even remember laying back down on the couch. Even more weird is the fact that I hadn't woken up after sunrise since I joined the Army until this morning. I checked for tracks, and found none due to the pine needles. The dogs acted restless for 2 days, and I had strange dreams like I was seeing things through the Sabe's eyes for about a week. I also started noticing small bluish-white orbs on occasion in the woods. Thank you for all you do, Steve. Please tell Sarah that my friends and family think I've been hiding my cooking skills from them. I tell them I got most of my recipes from her channel. The macaroni and cheese is a huge favorite. Sincerely, Stormy. All right. Appreciate it. I hope that's, well, I read the name. Whatever. Sure, it's a nickname. 3 of them. Another member of the Club of No Return. So many, you guys. There's so many freaking emails. Alright, screw it. I'm going to go one more. One more. It's getting so freaking hot out. Sabe in Western New York. Hi, Steve. Share my name and story. I grew up in the county side of New York. Countryside in New York, 1 mile from the PA line. In my late 20s, me and my 2 young boys went to fish a small lake not far from home. Planned to stay after dark to fish for bullhead. It got dark, so we fired up the gas lantern and was enjoying bullfrogs and pepperoni on a beautiful summer night. There are woods that go from the water's edge and wrap around the backsides of the lake. They are marshy and thick to walk in, so we set up close to them. From beside us in the wood line, an owl began hooting. So like a dummy, I hooted back. This went on for 10 minutes or so. There are what we call barn owls, so not unusual for the area. Then about 60 yards in the wood line ahead of us came a sound like an insanely loud male lion roar. Everything went dead silent. Excuse me. The kind of quiet where you can hear your heartbeat. I stared intensely from where the sound came from. No movement, not even a twig snap. It roared again, but this time it was 40 yards closer to us in seconds. I could hear the anger as well, feel it in your chest. And the end of the second roar, it let out 2 human-like huffs. The biggest thing I know of in these woods is 400-pound black bear, and that would be a tank for this area. 400 pounds is a tank anywhere for a black bear. Being unarmed and fearing for our safety, I told the boys, head for the car. Thank God you could about drive to the edge of this lake. For some strange reason, I kept thinking when I pulled the headlights on, this thing would be standing right in front of the car. Yes, standing. Don't know why I'd think that, because I had never even heard of Bigfoot. After I hear all the other people's shares, I'm pretty sure that I know what could have made that god-awful sound. Then I started to think back as I was growing up, thinking that just made no sense. But that is for another time. Thank you for having the balls to say yes. I do think these beings exist. It's amazing how good it feels to have a place to share this. That's what we keep hearing. What are those damn goats doing? Yeah. Many people love that they have a place to share it here, and many people want this place to frickin' disappear. It's kind of funny. I get waves of hate mail, and I get tsunamis of good, friendly, encouraging email, and then all of a sudden I'll get a wave of my life sucks emails. It's what it is. Comes with the turf. It's kind of amazing, though. Isn't it amazing how many people possibly come here and watch this channel and just get engulfed with rage and hate, and they want me to disappear and die? Well, that's what they tell them in the emails anyway. And then they keep coming back. I don't get it. I don't get it. If people don't have an interest in this channel or the topics or the way I'm delivering the topics, why come here? You know, it's funny. On that note, I've had a few people blowing gaskets because I'll just read any email without phoning the people first or anything. Yeah, it's amazing how many people out there feel that they need someone to tell them what's up, right? They're so out of tune with themselves and their intuition, so out of tune, flailing babies in the ocean of the earth. Anyway, I'm babbling. I'm beat. I'm done. And I gotta go to the coast tomorrow, get beat up on the water, and see if I can't make some dreams come true for sport fishermen. Hopefully everything works out. But I'll be back.